Thanks for checking out ChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education in both the stock market and cryptocurrency worlds. See the links in the description of this video for more information on our two courses, Entries and Exits on the Fundamentals of Technical Analysis, as well as our new course on Trading Cryptocurrency Strategy. Purchase both and receive a 20% off bundle discount. Thanks for checking us out. Let's get on to the technical analysis. Hello everyone, going to get into the big three here in just a moment, but before I do, just want to share a thought that I had and shared with everyone in the chat room today, and just wanted to share it with everybody here as well, because what we're seeing is a lot of downside action, and most people that are new to this space, well, not new to the space, but new to trading and want to learn more about trading, this is a beneficial time to hit the books and study. It's a break, so to speak, a breather, where we can focus on things rather than trying to continue to trade as we have been and potentially give back money. And a lot of people have only ever experienced a raging bull market like we're seeing in this cryptocurrency space. So when this happens, new traders think they know what they're doing, and then the trend changes and we're no longer in a bull market, and they get back a lot of their gains. So rather than doing that, we can recognize these slow periods where we're seeing long drawn out consolidation on the daily time frame with a lot of red in a row, and use that time to study. Whether it's going through YouTube, educating yourself about technical analysis, educating yourself about other opportunities in terms of sectors. I've told this story before, but it happened live with the Chart Guys, where we had the Canadian marijuana boom, where stocks were running hundreds of percents over a couple of months, and a lot of people made a lot of money not having any idea what they were doing in terms of trading. They had the foresight to go into this sector, but they made a ton of money, and they thought, you know, that's it. It's going to be easy street from here on out. And then we consolidated for 6 months after a huge, big bull move, and people gave back profits. People that were going to go long and just hold, they missed an opportunity to sell and reload 50% more shares potentially with the same amount of money. And so just a lot of people then took that opportunity during that 6-month consolidation to learn technical analysis. And they came with the Chart Guys knowing little. And these same people that came here and said, okay, I don't really know what I'm doing. I want to know what I'm doing because there's an opportunity here, and now it seems to be passing, and it's not as easy as it used to be. And all of these people, I watched them get better at trading and then jump on this cryptocurrency space and make gains and trade successfully in it, just ready to go. And now they're going back to the Canadian market as things slow down, the Canadian MJ market, and they're making even more profit. So it just gives them the confidence and the ability to be agile with their money. I'm not saying sell your cryptocurrencies. If you're long, you know, you're set in your plan, that's fine. If you want to be a trader and make profit consistently to try and, you know, increase the financial independence in your life, then being able to be agile with your money is a big advantage, and being comfortable doing that is what learning technical analysis does for you. So a lot of people making a lot of money in this cryptocurrency space, I do suggest, if you want to learn how to be a trader and to do this potentially longer term and, you know, not have to worry about an end to income in retirement, now's the opportunity to learn. And if you had asked me literally 6 months ago, 7 months ago, are you going to ever trade a cryptocurrency? My answer would have been, I don't know. I don't really know anything about them. And then I recognized the opportunity and, you know, learned as much as I could in a quick amount of time, and already had the technical analysis down and really just jumped on it. So the past 8 years of my trading career was really just a preparation for the last 4 or 5 months of trading to allow me to smash this opportunity, in the sense that what I do with my style of trading is I play slow and steady and conservative when things are normal and there's not much crazy opportunity. And then you see these spikes once in every few years in terms of opportunity of just crazy gains. And there is the ability to just jump on that and hit it hard. But I feel like the last 8 years where I'm just, you know, preparing is allowing me for this moment. So in 5 to 10 years from now, who knows what we're going to be trading? Maybe we're trading, you know, microbots. I don't even know what that is, but it could be a thing. We don't know what the next opportunity is going to be in 5 to 10 years, but if we learn technical analysis and there's still markets going around and people trading things back and forth, we will be able to, you know, benefit from that opportunity and strike on it. So I mentioned this in the chat room, and some people expressed that they were interested in learning about being able to trade the Canadian MJ sector and knew nothing about it. So I'm going to make a video this weekend available to everybody that is going over the basics, going over the companies and going over the different brokers and methods you can use to buy and sell it. But if you have any interest in that and want some questions answered, feel free to post them in the comments of this video, and I will construct the information that I put into this video based around what people want to know in terms of exposing themselves to this sector, which I do believe if you have a retirement account, you absolutely need a piece of Canadian MJ in that. It's very high. It's very high reward and high risk. We'll put it that way. So the skew is certainly to reward. And I would suggest with anybody, of course, I'm not a licensed broker or anything like that, but anybody that has a long-term portfolio needs a piece of Canadian MJ in it. So off my soapbox, let's get into Bitcoin. We are still consolidating. We've got a pullback, short-term bounce, continuation, lots of wicks. China news keeps hitting. And today we've got Charlie Lee saying, you know, this is the real deal. This is a real thing. And we're just waiting for the official word. And that's possible. I'm hearing rumors that, you know, China is going to make their own currency to have more control over things and replace the USDT with that. Who knows? Again, just all rumors, but I'm surprised at this point we're still seeing dumps on this China news. You'd figure at this point it's got to be pretty close to priced in, where sure, it's not an absolute fact, but the market is prepared for it at this point. But we keep seeing these flushes. So the daily time frame, not seeing any clear bullish reversal candlesticks with confirmation as we continue to see lower lows. The 4-hour time frame zooming in, we can see we did break the lower high pattern, and it looked like the bulls were going to see some recovery, but then more bad news, and just it keeps piling on with this China news at this point. The market really needs to move past it, and we're not going to see any kind of move that causes shorts to cover. Shorts are holding their shorts right now because they don't have a reason to cover, because we're continuing to see weakness and lower highs and lower lows. Need a reason for them to cover, and that's going to either come with news, or that's pretty much the only way it's going to happen. News to induce some bullish buying and to cause some of these shorts to cover. Otherwise, they have an easy street, and they're going to ride this down as low as they can, and who knows how low that will be. I guess it all depends on the sector and what happens in it. So right now, Bitcoin is forming a inside bar on the 4-hour time frame, attempting for a little bullish reversal candlestick. The hourly time frame, we can see the bounce is underway. So we have our low, and it's a new low. We broke to a lower low of 40.80. The high of the bounce is 42.08. So putting some lines there just to keep an eye on those resistances, if that helps you out. And now we're looking to form a higher low, so equilibrium pattern on the hourly. Dump to find a new range. We've got our high of the bounce, higher low right now at 41.29, and I would assume that we're going to see a lower high, and we'll take it from there in a tightening range. So bulls need to break 42.08 to see this oversold bounce get some continuation. Again, very limited trading. I traded one trade again today. I'd say my average the past 4 days is one trade a day. I traded Ethereum's dump and entered a little bit early. So daily time frame here, we were watching this descending triangle on the 4-hour, and technically we did close above it, but just barely, and then quickly lost it with that bearish reaction. So I'm going to keep this lineup. Technically, you know, we closed above it. I could adjust it to make sure that that candlestick is not closing, and it's still valid. You can see we're still hitting it back here, and now we're not closing below that. So that's probably what I will do, and keep an eye on it because it was close enough that I know that downtrend resistance is still in play. And we bounced just above our support, and that was what my entry was today. That's what I was basing it off of. So the hourly time frame with the dump, I saw the hourly time frame was approaching oversold, a volume climax with a ton of volume behind that hourly candlestick, and the bears took over as soon as we hit the lower high and lower low. So here's our high last night. We pulled back, hit our higher low at 303.86, lower high at 312.12, and then there's our lower low and the all-out dump with the bears taking over. So my entry today was based on support. We have a double bottom at 285, so I was going to exit if 285 was going to break. And I made my entry, I believe my average was around 289. I scaled in a little bit, and I got in on this candlestick and saw this short-term bounce attempt play out, and then we saw another leg down. And I didn't sell at this point because I had my game plan established with that 285 level, and I didn't want to wait until 285 broke because there was enough of a clear double bottom at that support that we're going to see a flush of stop-loss orders if that level does break. And you have to keep in mind the bears know that. So the bears are potentially sitting on some cash to short with to ensure that we break that level, trigger those stops, and break 285, which would quickly put us in the 270s. So that's a possibility we need to keep an eye on. But that was my backup, and I was going to sell into the wall at 285 if we got to that level. I wasn't going to put my stop loss below it because I know that I would lose multiple dollars of slippage on that stop loss order triggering. I would be one to sell into that wall if it was going to be going down. But it ended up holding, and I didn't want to hold on too long. I ended up flipping for a $5 move, and certainly I will take that these days and just lock it in when you have it, as we don't have an uptrend for these bulls at this point. So watching very close the hourly time frame for Ethereum as well. Same story. We've got our low. High of the bounce is 298. Higher low just formed at 292.05. So that's the current tightening range to be watching. And we'll see which breaks first. The bulls would love to see a higher high. Another thing to be watching is we have a lot of past history to be looking at in terms of recent history of these dumps with the same news. So this is the same news where we saw this dump on Ethereum, and I was watching the hourly time frame and seeing that last time we dipped just below 30 and then we bounced $20. So I was looking, this time we're right above 30, and at this point so far we've bounced $12, and if we get a new higher high here, that'll be even close to 20 again. So we have a lot of, let's see what our reaction was the last time this China news struck the market, and we can see it's pretty consistent in the sense that we get 15 minutes of downside, big 15 minutes of red. We had it here, big 15 minutes of red, and that was the bottom after that. We did end up hitting a lower low last time, but it's just a visual guide of something to reference in terms of, okay, is this similar to the last time? Is it more bearish? Is it stronger? And just making note of comparison. LTC on the daily time frame, still weak. It was a bullish reversal candlestick yesterday, but no follow through today as we're down near the lows, and we're close to breaking some key support, the 4-hour time frame. Here we are at that support. I drew this chart yesterday and haven't touched it since, so we're right at that level. We just bounced off of it once, and we're testing it again on the hourly time frame. Haven't really formed a convincing higher low yet. 65.02 support, 67.68 resistance. Higher low attempt here at 65.68, but we haven't really bounced much off of that level. I'm not really liking the trading on LTC right now, just in terms of wanting this 4-hour time frame to break. And I only really like playing LTC when I'm very confident, because if I am in a losing trade on LTC, for me to exit and the less liquidity that we see compared to the other two names, it really can make a bad trade worse in terms of it's very high risk and high reward. These high reward payoffs when the bulls do see bounces are definitely matched by the risk when the bears are in control. So I have been sticking with ETH because it's the middle of the road in terms of risk to reward. So that's what we're watching in terms of overnight, the equilibrium pattern trying to form on the hourly time frame and looking for a break of that pattern into the wee hours of the morning.